Cricket presents The Warmup, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ted Madden. It's playoff time across the state of Texas and the beginning of the 6-week quest for state glory. Let's get you ready for some football. There are a lot of title contenders in the DFW area, and their run to AT&T Stadium starts this week. However, some teams have a harder road than others. Let's preview some first-round games that should be competitive in the lineup, presented by So Chill Chips and Salsa. Our game of the week is in Lewisville as the Farmers take on Allen in the first round. Lewisville proved to be the top team in 6A as they went through district play 7-0. Their defense has been the Farmers' strong suit as they haven't given up more than 2 touchdowns in their last 6 games. The Jenkins twins in the secondary have been as solid as they come, and Lewisville's running game has been on point behind one of the area's best offensive lines. Allen has 3 losses on the year. One of them came to the best team in the nation, and the other 2, Prosper and Geyer, are top 10 teams in the state. Michael Hawkins leads the way at quarterback, especially now that running back Kavion Sibley is done for the year with a leg injury. However, Micah Ellis has filled in nicely the last 2 games as Ellis rushed for 157 yards against Prosper. An interesting 5A matchup takes place at the Star Friday night as Colleyville Heritage takes on Frisco Emerson. Kendall Miller's Mavericks of Emerson are in the first year as a varsity program and have shocked a lot of people, finishing second in 3 5A Division II. A 9-1 record for a brand new program is definitely something to tip your hat to, but the Mavericks feel they can go deep in the postseason. Izzy Bills has over 1,000 yards on the ground for Emerson, and ever since Daryl Shelton took over at quarterback midway through the season, the aerial attack is on point as well. Colleyville Heritage is lighting up the airwaves too, behind Princeton-bound Weston Smith. He has thrown for over 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns, but his 10 interceptions have been a problem for the Panthers. Heritage will need to keep the turnovers down and find a way to get Luke Ulrich and Kai Pruitt the ball to pull out a victory.
Enjoy the authentic flavors of ancient recipes. So thin, so crisp, so good, so chill.
Come into Cricket Wireless and get any LTE Android free when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Argyle will be a huge favorite in the 5A Division II playoffs. They are ranked number 1 in the state and are led by 2 bookends on the defensive line. We caught up with one of those guys, Michael Madrie, on the recruiting trail.
Overall, it was the family aspect. One of my biggest things that I said to myself that I wouldn't do is I wouldn't chase a team's logo. That was one of the biggest things. I'm not going to chase a logo. I'm going to chase the family aspect of it. So they made me feel comfortable. They made my mom feel comfortable. The guys up there are great. They made me feel welcome, fit right in. So overall, it was an amazing experience, which made me commit. I would probably say like just never giving up on the play, always running to the ball no matter what in a game. So if the ball's 10 yards, 15, 20 yards down the field, you'll see me run into it. So that was one of the biggest things that I always wanted to show people is I'll give the effort no matter what, even if the play got away from me, got away from one of my teammates. We're a team, so I'm going to be over there to support and get in on it. I'd probably say like I'm goofy, but I'm not like I take things serious, like especially on the field. But just I don't want people to remember me just like, oh, that's 99 on the field. I try to make sure everyone. I try to be nice to everyone, no matter like who you are. If you're in the band, if you're in the chess club, I don't even know. I just try. I want everyone to be like, I'm comfortable talking to this guy. So I'm a very open guy. You can pretty much come to me. Very nice. So as long I just want everyone to be like, yeah, Michael, he was a good guy.
Come into Cricket Wireless and get nationwide 5G plus a free 5G phone when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Look for our cameras at a lot of big games this week, but unfortunately we can't be at them all. Let's take a look at some games you need to watch for in the hype. An interesting matchup out east is Rockwall Heath visiting Wylie East. Heath struggled down the stretch by taking 2 losses in their last 3 games and wound up with a road playoff game. Quarterback Caleb Hoover is young and getting valuable experience, but he's had his share of turnovers. Britton Snyder is a few yards short of 1,000 yards rushing, so he might be the go-to guy in this one. Wylie East is in their first season in 6A, and the Raiders did quite well. East finished 9-1 on the season and won the 9-6A title. TJ Washington has been good wherever he's lined up. The Purdue commit is a threat out of the backfield and also makes plays in the wideout position. On defense, Washington commit Anthony James is a monster on the line and could make it difficult for the Hawks to run. Denton Ryan is on the road at Red Oak Friday night. Ryan took a couple losses during district play, and because of that, the Raiders finished 3rd and are on the road in the first round. Oklahoma commit Caleb Hicks will have to make some noise in the run game to keep up with the high-powered Hawks. However, with Anthony Hill Jr. on defense, the Raiders could make life difficult for the Red Oak offense. As for the Hawks, they lost their district title game to Midlothian, and the result gave them a first-round game with the 3-time state champions out of Ryan. Red Oak puts up points as they've scored 45 in 7 of their 10 games. Quarterback Jalon Robinson is the most dangerous dual threat in his district. He's accounted for 28 touchdowns for the Hawks and is someone the Raiders will likely have to spy on defense. Last week, Lake Dallas won our defensive title belt. We talk about how they did it and who could win the belt this week in The Buzz. The Falcons were in a game they had to win in order to make the playoffs last week. They only led Denton by 3 points at the half, and the Broncos had one of the area's best running backs in Coco Brown. But Lake Dallas shut out Denton in the second half to punch a ticket to the postseason and earn themselves a defensive title belt. This week, look for South Lake Carroll to make a run at that title belt. The Dragons face Crowley Thursday night at home. It will be Crowley's first playoff appearance in 6A, and they have to go on the road to Dragon Stadium. Carroll could use home field advantage and get that title belt. That's going to do it for today's show. For even more high school football content, be sure to follow us on our social media accounts, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Ted Madden, and I hope we got you warmed up for all the action.